All right. So the first question I see comes from Scott N, and I'm assuming this may be one of them. I have a hardwood floor and staircase renovation business. My main point of interest is to learn how to best utilize the Google My Business page to get the most out of the account. So that's really good. Now, there's a few things that I would recommend. Number one, if you heard the beginning of this webinar or today's Hump Day Hangout, right now is not really a good time to be doing a whole lot of editing of your Google My Business page, right? So if you've got it already up and it's running, that's great. I would recommend that you really stick to just doing Google My Business posts or GMB posts right now and not do a lot of editing of the page itself or the profile, because things are being suspended right now. Google's on a rampage to eliminate spammed listings, in part because of some high profile people running their mouths to high profile publications and getting a lot of unnecessary attention to them. And so anyways, my point is, even if you're a legit business owner with a legitimate business with a physical location that you can verify, I recommend that you stay the hell out of it as far as making edits to the actual profile, at least until Google fixes its itchy trigger finger, so to speak. Because right now, barely, I mean, for no rhyme or reason that I know of, you go in and you make an edit of any kind and boom, it can be suspended. And it's a crapshoot every time, right? You roll the dice every time because you never know what's going to suspend the listing or not. And as I mentioned before, their backlog for reinstatement requests are 2 to 3 weeks currently at the moment. And so if it gets suspended, you're going to be shit out, dead in the water, DITW, until you can get it reinstated, if they're going to be gracious enough to reinstate it. So that's just the caveat. I want to, disclaim everything here with that. Number one. Number two, really one of the best things that you can do is the Google My Business posting, right? Do that frequently and often. Look for the keywords that you want, or the search queries that you want to get more traffic from. Also look at the GMB insights, and you'll see what the kind of search queries are actually bringing your maps listing exposure, and start using those search queries that are relevant more often in posts. Okay, that's really important. And then something else, we talk about our store, mgyb.co. And just for anybody that doesn't know what mgyb stands for, that's Make Google Your Bitch. So mgyb.co is our store. If you go there, we've got some products that will help you to actually really boost your Google My Business profile as far as, getting better results from it. Number one would be a syndication network. Number two would be a drive stack. And we can offer assistance as to how to get the best use out of those for people that don't know. Those of you that are not in the SEO industry, some of that may seem foreign to you, but really it's not difficult. The concept is quite easy. I'm actually going to walk through a brief example of how you can gather the type of links that you would want to promote. So your profiles within a drive stack. Drive stacks are incredibly powerful, especially for Google My Business stuff or maps ranking. So I'm going to walk through that here in just a moment. But first, I just want to say, for your Google My Business page, really, again, I would stay out of trying to edit it right now, but I would take advantage of the Google My Business posting feature. Post often, post regularly, use the search queries or the keywords that you want to get traffic from. So for example, in this case, like it might be floor restoration or floor renovation or flooring contractors, or you'll notice a lot of near me keywords, near me type search queries are driving a lot of traffic to maps. So flooring contractors near me, flooring restoration near me, variations of near me, like nearby, in my area, close to me, that kind of stuff. So mix and match the keywords, the types of service keywords that you want to rank for, along with near me and variations of near me. Also, if you cover a wide service area, you want to start including some of the locations that within your service area. So location names, do it via city names, even neighborhoods, things like boroughs, districts, things like that. If you have different names that you can start to include, that's why I said there's really no way that you can do too many posts, in my opinion. That's really important. And that, as far as I know, is not getting GMBs suspended. I haven't had that happen from a post yet, but I have from editing the profile at all. If that makes sense. Okay. Marco, do you want to comment on that while I pull up some examples?
No, I agree totally. I mean, we have the training, Local GMB Pro, which would be the next step. in the process, except in local GMB Pro, we do tell you to go and make edits and all of these other things, which you shouldn't be doing. When you submit it, especially if you have a real business, right? A real, whether it's service area, brick and mortar, whatever it is that you have, fill it out as thoroughly as you can right at the beginning before you send for that PIN, so that you don't have to go back and mess with it. Because it's when you start going back and messing with it that you get into problems. So that the only change that I would recommend right now is if you're doing something that's legitimate, do it right the first time. Get use the guidelines that we set up in local GMB Pro, but do it right the first time. Send for that PIN, make sure all of the information is correct, and then it'll come back to you. It's your business, and if something happens, you can always go back and get that business reinstated, right? That GMB. Whereas others, the problem that they're having, and why it is a problem to begin with, is we were just spamming it and getting a ton of businesses that didn't really exist. But if yours does, then you right now, the second problem, as Bradley mentioned, is that you're in a queue, and until they can get to you because of spammers like Bradley, then you're waiting 3-4 months and weeks. And right now, whatever it is that the summer business is, right? What the summer businesses like pest control, tree service, anything having to do with outdoors, those are in the queue, and this is like the top of the season. So they're losing a whole lot of money, and they shouldn't be, because they have legitimate businesses. And so that's the only thing that I would add.
Yeah, that's my client, is an outdoor pest control company, and he's, this is the peak of their season, and it's just really shitty. And again, we didn't do anything spammy or wrong. It just suspended. It was dumb. Anyways, I'm going to use home remodeling as opposed to floor restoration, only because I know this industry a bit better. So I'm going to use this just as a quick example for those of you that we get questions all the time about how to order a drive stack with an MGYB. And I'm going to cover that just briefly, guys, because I'm telling you, it's one of the very most powerful things that you can possibly do. And you can get it 100% done for you in our store. And I say that because it's absolute truth. I started a new business about 2 months ago, a brand new business, and all I have done is 3 press releases and a drive stack. That's it. I haven't even done anything else to it at all. It's a 1-page website with a drive stack and 3 press releases, and I'm on the number 3 position for the state of Virginia for my very top keyword. So, and it's been 2 months. So I'm telling you, it's incredibly powerful. You're going to see results if you use it. So what I want to just walk through very quickly is just give an example here. So for home remodeling Fairfax, I use Fairfax because I'm in a rural area called Culpeper. There's not a lot of activity around me, but Fairfax is a very busy area in Northern Virginia. So let's just say that your business was Daniel's Design and Remodeling, general contractor. Well, what I would do is to figure out which URLs, which links you want to include or submit when you order a drive stack. If you've been following us, you know that we recommend getting a syndication network first, and then ordering a drive stack and including your syndication network URLs, profile URLs in the links that you submit when you purchase the drive stack. So that's number 1. But if you're just coming to us and you don't know what a syndication network is, well, we'll cover that at a different time. We're covering drive stacks right now. But what I would do is just go to Google and use another search for Google. In this case, I was just looking for a brand that I could use as an example. So I'm going to take Daniel's Design and Remodeling as my example. Okay. So all I'm going to do is copy. So let's say whatever your company name is, just go to Google, paste it in, and also paste in your phone number too. So not just your name, but also paste in your phone number. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to say that this is your business. We're going to do a quick Google search on your brand name and your phone number. And then what we're going to do, and apparently they got some shitty Yelp reviews, but that's probably because Yelp filters out all the good ones, right? Unless you're a paying advertiser. So what I would do is come in here and I would just open up these links, all the links associated with your first 2 pages that are, obviously that are relevant links to your business. I would just go through and open up every single one of those links. There are also plugins that you can use, guys, that are called like link grabbers that will actually scrape all the links off a Google search page and put them into a text file or a notepad file. But you can do this manually. Just go through and right click, open link, a new tab, and then just go collect all of those links, put them into a notepad file, because that's how you submit them inside our dashboard anyways. Once you place your order, and go through the checkout process. Then you go submit your order details. And what you can do is submit a text file with all the URLs that you want included in the drive stack. So that's all you do. I'm not going to go through this, guys. You understand the point. Just go through the top 2 pages, select all of your URLs that you want included in the drive stack, and put them into a text file, save it, and then upload that text file as your target URL or for the order, right? Then the same thing goes for keywords. For keywords, you're going to want to take your top level keywords that, including your brand name, and use those as the keywords. Create a nice little text file with your keywords in there. So your top level service products and or services, some of the location names that you want to include, also your brand name, make sure that that's included in your keyword list, and upload that. And then our team will go out and build you a very, very, very powerful drive stack, which are Google Drive properties that are going to be branded and themed and have your profile URL, or your profile logo, your logo as the profile image, your header images. It's just going to be a very, very powerful thing. And now that becomes your insulator, your SEO firewall. All of the other stuff that you can do in SEO that we would never recommend you do directly to your money site, you can now do to the drive stack, and the drive stack pushes all of that relevance back to your money site, will help in your maps listing, and will help you to rank. Does that make sense? So that's a quick down and dirty way to figure out how to get the URLs that you're going to submit, is just go to Google. Use Google to tell you, and just go through the top 2 pages. That's all you need. What are the most powerful or authoritative branded profiles or citations in this case that Google thinks for that particular brand, your brand, right? So put your brand name in, your business, your phone number in, click search, just collect all the URLs from the top 2 pages, put them into a text file, save them, then work on your keyword list. Again, you can find out the keywords that are bringing you traffic through your GMB insights, and just select the relevant keywords. And then also, if you have some search queries that you desire more traffic from, add those in as well. Marco, you want to comment on that before I move on?
Yeah, the only thing that I would add to this is that they do get a spreadsheet when they order their syndication network. Those should also be included.
That's correct. And I said step 1 should be a syndication network, but for those people that are coming to us from the podcast, I just wanted to talk about the drive stacks first. Syndication networks, maybe we'll cover that at the beginning of next webinar. But that's correct. All right, so anyways, welcome, Scott. Scott Walker says, I guess he's asking where he's at. Okay, cool. And thanks, Scott's giving us a shout out.